the whistleblower. I'm sick and tired of the secrets and the lies. It is the secret symbol of the Illuminati.
Hello, cinema enthusiasts. Jim Carrey. He was the rubber-faced genius who made an entire generation laugh. But behind those explosive laughs and absurd jokes lies a dark list he has been carrying for over 40 years. At 63, the legend is done protecting Hollywood's secrets and lies, and he finally names the 5 actors he truly hated. This list is not about simple on-set disagreements. It is the story of the top 5 people who shattered Jim Carrey's dignity, targeted his daughter, and proved to him just how rotten the industry truly is. Let's begin. Number 1. Shia LaBeouf, crossing the line to family. At the top of the list is the man who turned a professional joke into a disgusting personal attack, Shia LaBeouf. By dragging Jim Carrey's daughter into their conflict, LaBeouf broke Hollywood's most sacred, untouchable rule. The incident began at the 2014 Golden Globes. That night, Jim Carrey made a light, playful jab from the stage about Shia LaBeouf's infamous plagiarism scandal, smiling as he said, "Comedy is hard. I think Shia LaBeouf once said that." The room erupted in laughter. But for Shia, this was a declaration of war. Instead of responding like an actor, or even like an adult, Shia chose a darker, more sinister path. At the peak of the escalation, he targeted Jim Carrey's daughter, Jane Carrey. Shia shared a video from Jane's music band and combined it with old, dirty tabloid lies about Jim Carrey's private life, broadcasting it to the world. He weaponized a father's most vulnerable point, his child. The most disturbing detail emerged later. At the time, Shia LaBeouf was following exactly one person on Twitter, Jane Carrey. This wasn't a momentary outburst. It was days of calculated stalking and a deliberate psychological attack. Result: verbal duels are part of Hollywood. But dragging family and children into a dirty war is a point of no return for Jim Carrey. Shia panicked, deleted the tweet within 30 minutes, and rushed out an apology. It didn't matter. For Jim Carrey, Shia LaBeouf died that day. This wasn't just hatred. It was a betrayal that would never leave a father's memory. LaBeouf was permanently sealed onto Carrey's blacklist. Number 2. Will Smith, Hollywood's lack of a spine. Second on the list is the man who destroyed Jim Carrey's faith in the film industry in a single night, Will Smith. Carrey's hatred wasn't just about the slap. It was about Hollywood's collective cowardice and hypocrisy that followed. It happened on cinema's most prestigious night, the Academy Awards. When Will Smith walked on stage and slapped Chris Rock in front of millions, Carrey watched in disbelief. But the true shock came minutes later. Smith was called back on stage. Not to apologize. Not to face consequences. He was handed an Oscar. The peak moment was when the entire room stood up and gave him a standing ovation. Carrey later said his stomach turned watching it. "When I saw that applause, I thought, we're not the cool club anymore." To Carrey, it was proof that Hollywood bows to bullies. A crime that would have seen a normal person handcuffed and dragged out of the building was treated like heroism because a global star committed it. Then came his infamous line, "If that slap had been on me, I would have sued Will for $200 million, because that footage will live forever." Result: Will Smith became, for Jim Carrey, the symbol of an industry that bends its rules for the rich and powerful while preaching morality to everyone else. That night, Carrey didn't just walk away from Will Smith. He walked away from the fake, spineless world surrounding him. Number 3. Jenny McCarthy, betrayal disguised as activism. Third on the list is Jim Carrey's former partner, Jenny McCarthy, the woman who endangered not only his heart, but his entire professional reputation. This remains one of the darkest chapters of Carrey's life. The relationship began like a fairy tale. The funny man falls in love with the beautiful woman. But as it evolved, McCarthy's agenda overtook love. She began using Jim Carrey's enormous global fame as fuel for her anti-vaccine activism. The breaking point came when Carrey found himself, against his will, standing at the front of massive rallies. McCarthy manipulated him into making radical, scientifically unfounded statements. When Carrey tried to step back, she accused him of betraying the cause and being heartless. Trying to please the woman he loved, Carrey slowly signed his own professional death warrant. Major studios and respected directors began backing away, seeing him as an out-of-control activist. Result: their 2010 breakup was quiet on paper, but in reality, Carrey narrowly escaped a full-blown identity and career hijacking. McCarthy had used his love and goodwill as a shield for her personal crusade. For Carrey, it was a career assassination disguised as love. Number 4. Tommy Lee Jones, I Hate You. Fourth is the man who delivered one of the most painful moments of Jim Carrey's life, Tommy Lee Jones. Jones did what few in Hollywood would ever dare. He voiced his pure hatred to Carrey's face. Batman Forever had just begun filming. Carrey idolized Jones and dreamed of one day being taken seriously as a dramatic actor. On set, Jones treated him like a disease, refusing even eye contact. The breaking point came at a restaurant that weekend. Carrey spotted Jones sitting alone and approached him warmly. Jones stood up, trembling with rage, leaned in as if for a hug, and whispered into Carrey's ear, I hate you. I really don't like you. I cannot sanction your buffoonery. Jones resented the fact that Carrey's cheap comedy earned more money than the dramatic work Jones had devoted his life to. Result: being branded a clown by his idol devastated Carrey. It exposed the cruelty of Hollywood elitism and ego wars. From that day on, they never stood side by side again, on set or at ceremonies. Number 5. Mark Wahlberg, the hypocritical moral judge. Last on the list is the man who chose to publicly execute Jim Carrey when he was at his weakest, Mark Wahlberg. In 2009, during Carrey's media backlash period, Wahlberg seized an opportunity. Without naming names, he delivered a line everyone knew was aimed at Carrey. Actors should shut their mouths and just do their jobs. Behind closed doors, industry whispers claimed Wahlberg told major producers that Carrey was unreliable and made the industry look foolish, quietly sabotaging his future opportunities. For Carrey, a man with a violent past suddenly posing as Hollywood's moral compass was the final insult. Result: Mark Wahlberg became the embodiment of Hollywood opportunism for Jim Carrey. A colleague who profited from another man's downfall earned a permanent spot on the Blacklist. At 63, Jim Carrey leaves us with one message. The world may be a stage, but the fake applause is over. From attacks on his daughter to hatred whispered into his face, Carrey paid the price, and he's done staying silent. What do you think? Should Jim Carrey have ever forgiven Shia LaBeouf for targeting his daughter Jane? Share your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe, because many more dark Hollywood secrets are still waiting to be revealed.